I tracked my spending for a year. Here's what broke my budget. Tracking my spending for an entire year was both eye-opening and humbling. I started this project with the goal of understanding where my money was going and identifying areas where I could improve my financial habits. What I didn't expect was how much of my budget was being eaten up by small, recurring expenses that I had completely overlooked. The first few months of tracking were straightforward. I used a simple spreadsheet to categorize every purchase, from groceries and utilities to entertainment and subscriptions. At first, I felt in control, but as the months passed, patterns began to emerge. The biggest surprise was how much I was spending on things I didn't even realize were adding up. One of the most significant contributors to my overspending was my subscription services. I had multiple streaming platforms, music services, and online memberships that I rarely used. Each month, these costs added up without me giving them a second thought. It wasn't until I reviewed my spending that I realized I was paying over $200 a month for services I didn't fully utilize. Another major issue was dining out. I had always considered myself a moderate eater out, but the data told a different story. I was spending nearly $300 a month on meals away from home, which was far more than I had anticipated. This included everything from quick lunches to weekend dinners with friends. The habit of eating out so frequently was not only expensive but also contributed to poor eating habits. Impulse purchases also played a role in breaking my budget. I found that I often bought things on a whim: clothing, electronics, or small gadgets without really needing them. These items might have seemed like small expenses at the time, but over the course of a year, they added up to thousands of dollars. I also discovered that my transportation costs were higher than expected. While I had always assumed my car expenses were under control, I was surprised to see how much I was spending on gas, maintenance, and parking. This was especially true during the winter months when fuel prices rose and I needed to use my car more frequently. Finally, I realized that my budgeting approach was flawed. I had been using a fixed monthly budget without considering variable expenses. This led to unexpected shortfalls when bills or expenses came in higher than planned. By tracking my spending over a full year, I was able to create a more realistic and flexible budget that accounted for all of my needs and wants. In the end, tracking my spending for a year gave me a clear picture of where my money was going and what was truly affecting my financial health. It taught me the importance of being intentional with my spending and making smarter choices about how I allocate my resources. The experience was challenging, but it was also incredibly valuable in helping me take control of my finances.